Welcome back to the channel, thanks for joining me. We're going to go on a little adventure. It's a little bit of woodland I've got. I haven't been to it since I was swinging the Simplex right at the start of YouTube journey, I suppose. I was in there with the SP24. It seems for ages, forever ago, since I've used the Legend. I've got a few detectors there and I've been using them on and off. I don't see many videos using the LG15, so this is the perfect area for it. Now it's obviously supposed to be summer, so it is quite overgrown, but there is a footpath through there somewhere. What we're going to do, we're going to go and find some clearings. I can see one there already. It's not the first time I've fallen in these woodlands. So my setup, it's going to be quite straightforward, but IF down to 2, stability to 1. I'm going to go in park mode. See how this opening here leads all the way down there, and it opens up further down. We'll be in there. I'm going to work my way back up to the car. So yeah, thanks for joining. If you like the content and that, yeah, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and oh yeah, I should have put shorts on though. Oh well. Right, let's get to it. Got recovery 6 on. It's a bit trashy. I might change the settings in a bit, to be honest. Right near the surface. 22. Just pop the top of that off. Hopefully, that'll be a bit of gold rings, something. So a bit of gold, what it was actually gold leaf. It's in here. Oh, nothing special at all, just a snap piece of metal. Now obviously a place of high traffic like this, there's possibilities of coins and rings and jewellery and stuff like that, but there's a lot of tin foil. I'm in M1, 6 recovery, audio gain at 3, not digging. Well, I've just dug that. It's just because people could have dropped it last night and it could be on the surface, so you've really got to dig everything. Now I might gold rings, I had a gold ring less than 1920, so the earrings and stuff like that, small little stud earrings, will come less than that. But to be able to get past all the tin foil, what I'm going to do, I'm going to raise my first tone break. I'm in 60 tone because I can tell what trash is through the audio instead of looking at the display all the time. Really good if you want to get your trash digging down. Use the multi-tone. You can pick it up in the audio and you can just get onto the next. You don't even have to stop taking the views and just go along. You can tell in the audio. So if I raise it to say 16, 17, that's going to get rid of a lot of tin foil. It's going to come up as an iron drum. I'm going to do that. I'm going to raise the first tone break to 16. Now because I've raised the first tone break to 16, now I can knock the IF right down. So I'm going to put the IF right down as low as it can go, but have a higher tone break. I might miss out on small gold, small silver, but I'll keep my sanity. Now I know what this is straight away. You come in an 18. Sled. There's some broken cans up there with holes in. And that's coming up an 18. It'll be a tiny 177 pellet, about an inch down. There it is. Splatted pellet 177, so I know not to dig then. Any 18s that come up, now I could increase the tone break to 19, so it'll come in as an iron tone, so I just don't have to keep on looking at the display, and I'm going to do that. Now it might seem a bit extreme, but it's not. Doing that, if you discriminated, you don't really want to discriminate, because you still want to hear stuff in the ground and have the detector open to the ground. So if you're using your tone breaks, it's a lot better reading the ground, unmasking, stuff like that. Now, because it's absolutely full of pellets and tinfoil, you've got to set up a bit of a cherry picking program. So I'm after conductors higher than 19, and that's how I'm going to search. Look how quiet it is, but if I had that fully open, it'd be going mad. 11s, 10s, there's 26 there, just a bit of falsing. But yeah, you got to do what you got to do sometimes, you know. You're going to miss stuff. Right on the edge of that cliff. So hope it don't roll down when I dig it. It's took some mountaineering to get the camera down there, to get this angle. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this back from the edge. It could be in the top bit. It's still in there. Let's get a big chunk out and drag it back. Got it out. Yeah. See what it is? These are my old trainers and all, so they've got no grip on them whatsoever. I nearly went down there like a human landslide. And no, it wasn't worth risking a good 20-foot fall on a bit of a decline. There's leather around that and a stud. So I've just come down to, there's an opening here, there's a swing, there's a fire, there's a lot of rubbish, but hopefully there'll be a bit of treasure or some coinage in there as well. I'm going to near enough grid this area. Quite a few pull tabs. This is the first coin. It sounded like that. I've just brushed the surface away, and it does look like an old one just below the surface, coming up to 22. Well, not a mega old one, but oh no, it's a 5p, an older one. Let's see the date on it, 2002. It's like another 5p. Running pull tab after pull tab after pull tab, hoping that one of them is going to be a ring. Is that 2007? Right next to the 5p. £20p. Another coin, a couple of inches down that, another 20p to add to the collection. 1993. I was still at school. Well, getting some money up. It's proper lively, the ground is so lively. And as well, I just need to point out, I'm going to show you now, people going on about the interference on a detector. I'll show you, because I'm in a woodland and my phone's struggling to get signal. It can also happen right up in the sticks. If your phone's struggling to find signal, it keeps on trying to find a signal. So I'm on sensitivity 23. It's 24. It's not too bad. Watch this, M2. Because my phone is struggling to get a signal, it'll be, there you go, that's my phone that, trying to get a signal. 22, 20. Now I've seen some people say, oh well, I'm up in the sticks miles away from anywhere and it e.m.i, but your phone creates e.m.i, especially when it's struggling to get a signal in the middle of nowhere. I've got tree cover here, so it'll pop in and out because it'll find the signal, then it'll lose the signal again, and then it'll try and find it again. So it's boosting the signal. Yeah. Simple thing to do. I'll just switch to aeroplane mode. Sensitivity 26. Bit of chirping, but nothing like. That's an M2. Little chirp there. It's put it in M1 what I've been searching in. Sensitivity 26, 30. Get a bit of a chirp if I come up on the ID. I would never run it at 30, ever. Maybe in single I'd run it at 30, but not in multi. There you go, yeah, simple as that. I'm actually running at 22. Now you've got to remember, the more sensitivity you have, the more ground you've got. So on a clear field, you can whack that sensitivity up, because there's not many items in the ground. But ground like this, there's so many items. I want to detect less ground. I'm not going for depth. I've got my recovery on 7. I'm in M1. I've got my tone break up to 18 to get. I haven't dug any tin foil. Now I can hear it all because of the tone break. I've got it at 4 volume and pitch 3 or something like that, so I can hear it all. So there's a hot spot over there. There's a hot spot here. And in this hotspot, we've got another target. So you can find the hotspots. If you discriminated it, you won't be able to find the hotspots. And with iron, you've got to remember, when you turn the sensitivity up on your detector, you're not just increasing the sensitivity to the non-ferrous, you're increasing the sensitivity to the ferrous as well. And ferrous has a big halo effect. So running too much sensitivity can actually overpower the non-ferrous signal with a ferrous signal, because you're making that even bigger. You kind of mask it having your settings too much. It's not a coin, it's just a big piece of shitty metal, and there's loads of shit here. I'm surprised I'm picking the coins out, to be honest. Loads of ring pulls. It's a nice spot to detect. I think there's a river that runs down there. I'm going to venture down that way. Is somebody watching me there? Oh, there's cans and bottles hung up in trees, obviously for rifle range. Yeah, beef jerky, Stella, Walker's crisps. You got it all. You got it all here. Yeah, I think some feral humans have lived there and didn't just, you know the bag that they come down with all the stuff in. Once they finish with it, I don't think they put all the rubbish back in that bag that they brought, even just tied up and thrown to one side in one spot. Oh, just shattered it all over. Yeah, absolute disgrace. Neighbourhood watch. Yeah, shocking. Kids are, aren't they? Yeah. There's got a bin bag there. I'm not use that. So I've actually dug some tin foil that's come up 38, because it's like must have had sandwiches in and wrapped up into a big ball. Absolute nightmare. So getting back to the sensitivity, I've got a thin hammered, really wafer thin hammered in my test garden at 7-8 inches. The Legend on the, is it the stock coil, can pick that hammered up on sensitivity 10. This is, you don't have to run the detector so wide open. It can hinder the performance, especially with the Legend. It runs on gain. You can hinder the depth and performance of your detector by running it too hot. Too much gain can lose your depth in a detector, believe it or not. Believe it or not. Don't forget the water content in the soil and stuff like that. You can dial it back. There's so many filters in that in beach mode, and they run low frequencies and stuff like that, because it's highly conductive. Soil, salinity of soil, or more likely the beach, is so conductive. It's like water and electric. It's so conductive, so you don't have to, there's moisture in the ground, you don't have to run your sensitivity too high. I rarely go over 25. I've found 9-10 inch copper halfpenny LG 24 at 9-10 inches copper with sensitivity at like 22 and stuff like that. I think this is one of the problems that people are having. Going on about this update is better than the other update and that, this and that. They have changed it. They have changed the way the frequencies work and stuff like that. your settings from 1.09 aren't going to work on 1.11. It's as simple as that. And putting someone else's settings in, they will work. Putting someone else's settings in will work, but they won't be the best settings for your land, because it's totally different land. It's a shortcut, innit? It's a shortcut. It's like when you're at school and you're copying off someone and that. You're not learning anything, no, are you? We're like I'm in a classroom. You're not learning anything from looking and copying off someone else. They're the better person because they've actually learned and come up with the answer themselves. So just I'm not giving you a telling off. I'm not giving you a fucking telling off. I'm just saying, just learn your detector and learn what it does and why it does it, and you'll never have to rely on anybody else, and you won't be getting this, oh, these settings don't work, them settings don't work, and this, that and the other, oh, it's unstable, this, that and the other. Somebody might be able to run 26 sensitivity on their ground, but on your ground you might only have to run 22, but you'll still hit as deep. And just because the sensitivity is higher doesn't mean you're going to get deeper. It's an absolute screamer. 49 with a coil. What are we on? Still on the moderns, 2p. You see where it is? Easy pickings. It's there, camouflaged. Another coil with 60 tall. Yeah, works really well. Coin shooting in trashy areas. You just hear it in the audio so well. 1979, the year of my birth. It's a bit of a special one, that, for me. I've had so many pull tabs. Whoa. I might bag them up on eBay. People actually buy that shit. Yeah, rings come up 23 as well, so I'll just keep digging them. I hope one of them surprises me. Look at these bad boys here. Oh, a bit sour. Something with that. Don't eat the ones from the bottom, I've been told, because that's where the dogs cock their leg up and piss on them all. Top tip. I've come out of that modern trash hole. I'm just going to do a zigzag to the car there. Picked up, I think it might be horsey, come up 30 odds, about 4-inch dowel, big piece of brass with an iron pin and a bit of leather on. Because believe it or not, it's simple as this is a metal detector machine and there's metal in the ground. Most settings will find your stuff in the ground. You can put some settings in someone else's and you'll find stuff. You go, oh, the great settings then. But if you just took the time to tune it in better, you'd find those harder targets, them iffy signals and stuff like that. You can have a foundation, but you've got to change that foundation to your land. And it's the same with land and settings. You can go on a good piece of land and with any settings you will find loads of good stuff because of the land, and it's a metal detector that finds metal in the ground. I don't know if I've touched up on this in a past video. I'm just getting to the point that, yeah, do whatever you want. That is the point, do whatever you want, but you will do better if you learn your machine and find out why and what your machine does. Then you can go to any other machine and you can pick it up so quick because you know the foundations of what does what. It's like the silencer is the same as the iron bias, is the same as the iron filter. They're all the same, just worded differently. So you can jump onto different detectors and pick them up very quick, or you could just jump on another detector and go, oh, has anyone got any settings? Seeing that the channel's called History Revisited, it is good to get something that isn't, oh, is that pre-decimal? It's an old pound. I was hoping it was going to be pre-decimal, but I don't think we can count that as a pre-decimal coin. So yeah, you've been watching Modern History. Another one right near the gate, loaded, and the video has been saved. Is this I've not hit this because it's an entrance to a field, so it's coming and going all the time, so it's just totally populated with items. So I've got this coil on and I'm kind of waiting. I'm staying near the fence because of this cow. coming towards me, and it was just under the surface. Now, is that silver? Right under the surface, right near the gate, walked past it hundreds of times. It's a washer! Boom! It's nice to pick out a golden oldie, even though it's not that old. But it's history, I class that as history now. 40s, 1942, ship halfpenny, Georgia 6, 3 decimal. Remember the Predator football boot with like the tyre tread on the top so you could get more curl? I think it was David Beckham that brought them out. Everybody bought some thinking that they could bend it like Beckham, but no, guess what? Them players were still as shit as they were without the boots, because, yeah, you guessed it, it was nothing to do with the boots. So on that bombshell, I'll leave it there. Not much to show, you saw the coins. Apart from that, I've had molten metal and just loads of pull tabs, and that's it really. It did well with getting rid of the tin foil. I was hoping for a ring every time I dug a bloody pull tab, but it didn't happen. I'm at RCM for 3 days next weekend. Fingers crossed there'll be some good finds. Hopefully from me. Hopefully I can contribute to my channel with some good finds, but if not, it'll be from other people's. Loads of people there have been dying to meet for years, so I'm going to really enjoy that one. So there probably won't be a video that weekend. When I get back, I'll get one up straight away. I'm taking all 3 detectors, the Manticore, the Legend and the Ultra, hoping to get a good day out of each one of them. So yeah, thanks for listening to me shizzle. At the end of the day, you do what you want, it's all up to you. It's only advice, it's just advice. Alright, take it easy, peace.